Today I'm visiting one of my most favourite artists, Jennifer Webb, at her Port Melbourne art studio, and I'm going to ask her a few questions about her work.
Cup of tea? Do you like milk with your tea?
I'd love one. Yes, please. Jennifer, most people really know you for the beautiful Melbourne Skyline series, but I can see you're working on some different things now. Tell me more about that.
Most people would know me for my Melbourne series. But actually I've been working on figures a lot longer because when I was a very small girl I was drawing, that was mainly when I was drawing horses and girls. This is actually from a series that started about 10 years ago called the Chameleon series. And most of them actually have some kind of clothing on and it blends into the background. And they're painted with, lots of coppers and golds and pearlescence.
What about when you were living in Brazil? What inspired you there?
Basically, people around me as well. People, the landscape, the ocean. I lived in the northeast of Brazil. There were most beautiful beaches there. And so I painted the landscape around me and the people. The culture was so rich, very African, mixed with Indigenous and Portuguese. So I've always been a visual storyteller, so wherever I've been, it's been stories about who I meet and what I'm looking at around me and what I'm feeling about it.
Sounds incredible.
It was great.
So is painting 8 hours a day in this studio what you do every day?
I would like to be doing this 8 hours a day every day. I don't know how much the hours would add up to if I averaged it out, but of course I run the front gallery and I represent other artists. I also run the workshops here in the studio, so I mentor and teach little kids and adults and even corporate groups and do private tuition, plus I run the framing studio. But I still find plenty of time for myself to paint. Often I like to paint at night too, so it doesn't interfere with anything else.
So I have to ask, is it only Melbourne that inspires the City Skyline series, or are you tempted to doing other cities too?
Actually, yeah, Melbourne is probably to me one of the most inspiring cities because I've got lake views, river views. It's all about the water views for me of a CBD area. But I think Perth and Brisbane and Sydney have got beautiful water views as well. And I've visited all of those cities, not as regularly as I'd like, but that's in my future plans as well, to create some skylines for other cities.
So Jennifer, your style with the City Skyline series is very distinct and unique. How would you describe your style?
Well, how would I describe it? It would be sort of neo-impressionism, I suppose. I've had quite a few strange labels applied to it, the pixelated style, the gridded style, and you're the one that does those little squares. But I liked the most when I had a German artist visit me in the studios and we were discussing this pigeonholing of artists and putting a label on them, which is kind of a necessary evil, in this day and age for people who are selling and marketing art. But he said if it was me, I would call it rectangularism. So I said I'm going to adopt that if I need to. It kind of does define what I do because I use very large rectangular brushes and if you like, it's really a form of modern day Impressionism because it's instead of little daubs of complementary colour juxtaposed alongside each other as the French Impressionists did, focusing on light and depth and ambience, really focusing on the same things, using very large, transparent and opaque strokes with very big brushes. So neo-impressionism might accurately describe it as well. The best way to find yourself an inspiring artwork for your walls is to come down and browse the gallery and stock rooms at Port Art, down the city end of Bay Street. Gallery viewing hours are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. But you can call and make an appointment on any other day. The phone number's on our website. If you're not from the area, the gallery website is a very comprehensive portal as well, with profiles on Jennifer Webb, plus the select and diverse stable of Australian artists represented at Port Art. There's social media links from any platform from our website, and also you can join the gallery newsletter if you like and get updates regularly on our artists.